Hey, everybody, welcome to the DA Wrestling Podcast here. I am your host, Andrew Purcell. With me, as always, is fantastic Douglas. And today we are going over the Royal Rumble and we're going over the Raw review tonight because we are filming this on a Monday in the year of our Lord, January 29th, 2024. Today on the show, we're going to talk about the Rumble. Like I said, and we're going to Raw. Cody wins, Bayley wins, Jay Cargill debuts, and Roman's still the bloody champ.
And Punk gets hurt again.
And Punk hurts himself once again. Unfucking believable. First off, Douglas, how the hell are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a busy weekend, hence why we're doing this on a Monday.
Yeah, we went to this
Uh,
on
had my
Sunday, but things
had my
happened.
nephew over, had my nephew over watching his first ever show on
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah,
He loved it. He wanted to come over for Elimination Chamber in February. I told him no because it
that's
starts
big.
at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's early. I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I don't even know. I don't think I'll get up for that one. I think I'm just going to record it and watch it as I sit on my couch
I'll
having a
just
coffee.
I'll just I'll watch it after work that day. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
and
let's.
then
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have him over for Mania.
that's good. Oh, so I guess you're not coming here to Mania. Too bad.
I might be able to come over for night two.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see
We'll
where
see
you're
what
at
happens.
that point there. Anyway, let's get quickly into the Rumble here. So winner of the men's Royal Rumble was Cody. Winner of the women's Rumble was Bayley. Let's go over the Rumbles really quickly here. So interesting, some interesting people for the women's day for the women's one. Jade Cargill debuted finally onto the main roster or into the Rumble. Uh, Excellent showing in my opinion.
Which we all saw coming.
Yeah, I think everybody saw that one coming too. But definitely a really good debut as far as I'm concerned. Really, I said,
Naomi back.
yep. Naomi came back. Um, a surprise to my was the TNA Women's Champion showing
Jordan
up.
Grace.
Yeah,
Jordan
she,
Grace. And
yeah,
she balled out too.
yeah, she really showed up. She showed out there for sure, and like that is, I don't know if that's just a new thing they're going to be doing regularly, or if there's going to be like an actual deal being worked out with TNA and WB. But it is nice
So
to it is nice to see the WE now that well Creepo is gone, and it's just good for business. In other words, that they are doing this now.
so apparently, they reached Triple H reached out to TNA
Yep,
uh last weekend,
yep,
asked if they could use Jordan for the Rumble.
mm-hmm.
Uh and uh by Monday they had a deal done. Thursdays were rehearsal, and there she was Saturday night. Um, and it made sense too because the Rumble was in Florida. I believe TNA still films down in Florida.
Yeah, yeah,
I could be wrong,
yeah,
but I'm pretty sure they still tape down in Florida.
yep.
Um, but this is 2 years in a row now that they've had the Knockouts champion. Um,
Is it 2 years in a row now, or is it I remember Mickey James
no,
last year. I remember the year before that. I think it was Mickey James.
no, dude, it may have felt like forever ago, but it was only last year.
I have to look that one up. I feel it was the year 2 years
All right,
ago.
well, while you do that, I'll just sit here and give
Wow.
my thoughts on the women's rumble.
Yeah.
I thought I thought between the two, I thought the women's rumble was better this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the men's rumble fell victim to very high expectations because the way it was built up.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, if there was one nitpick on the show, it really amplified how bad the acoustics in the drop are.
Yeah.
It sounded like for reportedly almost 50,000 people, it sounded like a pretty dead show.
Yeah. It it well,
I mean, to be fair, I hate the Trop anyway, being a Jays fan, but
yeah, well, I feel the Trop well, to be honest with you, the Trop had more people in it than they ever had, even during the baseball game. So
yeah. Well, the previous record was New Kids on the Block.
was it really?
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
even a baseball game.
Jesus, that's pretty shitty for the Trop.
I think honestly the Trop only holds 40,000 for baseball.
Really?
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Liv came back at number 30.
Mm-hmm.
So was she on Raw tonight?
No, she was not.
So we may see her on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Okay. Jade Cargill, really quick. I like that they gave her like to show off her strength.
Yeah.
Um, and something even my nephew pointed out. Uh, he's like, you know, six different girls tried to eliminate Nia Jax at the same time,
Yeah.
and all it took was Jade Cargill,
Yeah.
and she has some impressive strength, dude.
Oh, that girl is very strong.
Um, and there was tons of potential matchups teased too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to see a rekindling of Jordan and Naomi
Mm-hmm.
because Jordan just a few weeks ago at Hard to Kill
Yeah.
uh just beat Trinity for the Knockouts title.
Mm.
Um, you got to see, you got to see Jade and Bianca square off. You got to see that's part of why I love the Rumble too.
Mm.
There's some matchups there that you don't really think of. And someone pointed this out on X Saturday night that this is like the first time in a long time where there were no like legends in either Rumble.
Which is really good to see. And I know they pointed out at the press conference too. Cody did. There was no legends. They just had the full out talent used that they currently have, which is great to see because it
Yeah.
show really it allows everybody to show off who they are and people see who they are, right?
hmm
Which is great.
Um,
Which is amazing.
so the Fatal Four Way, I liked it, but it didn't need the solo bit.
No,
I think you could have. I think you could have very easily. I did like the false finish where Orton RKO'd everybody,
yeah, that was
only
cool.
for Solo to only for Solo to interfere. I liked the stacking thing
Yeah, that
that
was
they did
cool.
in the match,
Yeah,
where LA Knight almost won the title by stacking everybody.
yeah, that was funny.
Um, but yeah, I mean, just your basic Roman Reigns match. Um, we'll get to a possibility of what's going to happen at WrestleMania after we talk about the Punk injury.
Yeah, and just to update
I
there, last year Mickey James was not in it. It was 2022 or 2021. Last year, surprise entrants were Raquel Rodriguez, I think Chelsea Green, and that's it. It wasn't Mickey James.
okay.
Hmm.
I'll take your word for it.
I looked it up. Anyway, um, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul was a great match. I thought it was very well done. Didn't really like. I didn't really like the DQ. I'm kind of torn on that, quite frankly.
I like that finish because it shows that even the babyface can be outsmarted while still getting the upper hand.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. I didn't really see it that way.
Theory Theory and Waller came down. Theory dropped brass knucks for Logan Paul.
Yeah,
who missed, and Owens took him, cracked Logan Paul, had the title won, but the stupid motherfucker forgot to take the knucks off. One man. I know they did it intentionally, but as a fan, you're just thinking like every other time I've seen that finish, everyone takes off the necks,
Yeah,
or at least hides them. So,
very true.
but
Uh, All in all, so that was those
apparently Owens wrestled that match on a fractured foot.
couldn't tell.
Nope.
No. Men's Royal Rumble though. So we had some returns.
Jimmy and Jay starting 1 and 2 was
That
really
was good. I mentioned to you during the whole thing too during the Rumble. Jimmy's just jokes. Like he was just having a ball in there. Like just absolute jokes. Like just having a good old time. Not really caring. I was right though in our predictions though when I called Andrade coming out as a surprise. So that was interesting. But I think that was that was kind of like an easy guess though because it's been rumored for him to come back for a while.
what was the surprises that we picked for the women's rumble?
I said Jade Cargill. And I think you took. I can't remember.
I thought you wrote this shit down.
No, that's when I did it right down. I kind of went up by memory. You know what? Sue me.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Either way, I still owe you a Coke because I know you took Bayley to win or something else. I think I owe you a Coke for something. I'll get you a Coke next time I see you. Anyway, Cody won with after having a mini match with CM Punk, who is now injured.
Apparently he tore his tricep taking the future shock from Drew
Okay.
McIntyre. Um,
Oh,
because you can see if you watch it back, you can see he takes it and then rolls out and grabs his right arm.
mm-hmm.
And think, yeah, I think honestly he might have just put his hands down, and the tricep popped. I think it might be the same arm that he injured um
Oh, yeah, might have been.
at, at
He,
All Out.
yeah, I just don't know if he had. I don't recall him saying he had surgery. Did he have surgery for that?
Yeah, that was part of why he was gone for so long.
That's a really piss poor surgeon. Just saying.
I don't know what to tell you. I think honestly, when you think about it, right? Since he got back from the last triceps injury, he's had he's had like 6 matches,
Yeah,
7 matches. Now keep in mind he came back in August
yeah.
last year.
Mm,
He's had like 6 or 7 matches.
yeah.
I
Uh,
think it's just being I think it's just, you know,
I
being out of the ring for so long,
well,
and not like
I
taking the
think all.
consistent reps.
I think also age is playing a factor.
He's only like he's
I
like maybe 2 years older than Roman.
uh still though,
Or sorry, he's like 42, 43.
still, but age could be playing a factor as well to it too, right? As you know, or it could be simple, not stretching enough. It could be a lot of. I mean, to be honest, tearing a tricep can cause it could be a lot of ways you could tear a tricep. You could do it simply by sometimes doing a bench press, doing a tricep push down. There's lots of ways you could tear a tricep, to be honest with you. So it could just be from anything, to be honest. And that's just fact. Um, but it's
So
also
scale
fact though.
one
But also fact is
oh
though
go
that
ahead.
you also like, share, and subscribe to this show. help us out here. We enjoy all this stuff. We enjoy doing it for you guys. We enjoy everything. Like help share, share, subscribe for the show, guys. We really enjoy it. Really appreciate it. It helps us an awful lot. Anyway, but
Overall, what do you give the Rumble?
give me an A. But I'm biased. I love the Rumble. Rumble's my favorite time of the year.
I'll give it an A minus.
That's cool.
A minus is entertaining.
Yeah, and with the whole Punk thing, that was tonight. That was actually announced tonight, though, on tonight's Raw. And to be honest, with you, that promo.
Hold on, because this had been rumored throughout the day.
It became official tonight.
I believe Mike Johnson from TW Insider was the first on this. Him and Meltzer. That suggested that he significantly injured himself in the Rumble. Sean Ross Sapp was able to confirm this. Then the word triceps came into play. And then we got the actual confirmation from Punk to open up Raw.
Yeah.
So take us through the first half of Raw.
Which really was actually a very good promo by him too. It was very emotional. He talked about how
maybe he's not meant to main event WrestleMania.
He made that mention, and that's kind of interesting that he did make that mention, and that's not something I don't think the Punk a couple of years ago or even a year ago would have, or even 8 months ago, would have said. I don't think that same Punk. It looks like a very much different, more attuned as to who he is and what his age is. I think, especially after the whole incident with AEW. I did like how he mentioned the UFC in that promo. How he went there and tried it and got the shit kicked out. It didn't turn out very well for him. I liked that part, and that to me shows a lot of who CM Punk is now, as opposed to what he was his last little bit with AEW.
I think the problem with AEW, and this is not me being an E-drone or whatever.
First off, for anybody out there who is listening, and anybody out there who are fans of the show, never once have we ever said we were biased towards one brand. So this for us, this is just a personal opinion that we've seen lately, probably through AEW, and continue on.
This is just my objective opinion.
Yeah.
And
there's no bias.
I think there's so many egos in there. And Punk has one of the biggest egos of them all. He's been on record in saying so. And I think that he needed to come back to the structure and the systems in place in WWE to be the best version of himself. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The stuff when he first came back to AEW, up until he got hurt the first time.
Yeah.
Some of, if not the best work of his career. But something happened between breaking his foot at Double or Nothing. Something happened between there and All In last summer. I mean, I say something, but lots happened in between.
Yeah.
Where I think he got this kind of I don't know, he just became seemingly a bit more difficult to deal with. Instead of just being kind of happy to be there and helping people out.
I think
he was kind of being a bit more selfish.
I think now we don't know, we weren't there. What I do think a little bit was, I think some of the people who were there, now you said egos. It's a good word to use. I think there, considering the fact that that AEW brand was built by one guy, which is now in WWE, is Cody, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman, and I think
And Chris Jericho.
and Chris Jericho. I think the CM Punk move to bring him in, I think that was a Tony Khan move. I don't think that was a move that Hangman Page and all of them really liked. I'm using Hangman because that was the one that really started getting everything going. I don't think they liked it. I think that's bothered them an awful lot. And I think when you start picking at somebody like that who's coming in to try to help, and if he's being met with a lot of resistance from certain individuals, especially the ones who are the EVPs, I think that is going to cause somebody in Punk's nature, and considering all the things that he has done in this industry, to pop off
Mm-hmm.
on certain people. And I think that's kind of
Listen,
where he
I'm
probably
not.
didn't handle it the way he should have.
I'm not even suggesting. I'm not suggesting that either side is innocent.
Oh, no side's innocent. I don't think anybody's. I don't think anybody, I know. I don't think anybody's really proclaimed they are, because I don't think they have.
That's true. But anyways, my point is, you know, I think that, you know, I'm kind of sad that he got hurt again.
It's disappointing. It's a
Because
kick to the nuts.
yeah, because I was really looking forward to, um, I was really looking forward to Seth and Punk, and Seth's already hurt. So, anyways, that prompted Drew McIntyre to come out, right?
Yep. But Drew McIntyre came out, and he made some lovely comments, and
Waited for it
it's
to happen, and his prayers were answered.
yeah. So I kind of went blank there for a little bit. I got busy with a little couple of things. I kind of missed the rest of that part there. But after that, I went to the tag team title match of DIY versus the Judgment Day, which turned out to be the Judgment Day winning over DIY, and which prompted then them to bring out R-Truth. Damian Priest apologized to R-Truth for everything, and then he didn't do it, but he had Dominic and JD McDonough proceed to beat up R-Truth, which brought the Miz out. The Miz came down and he got the shit kicked out for his own health. So that's pretty much the end of that. Now I don't know where this is going to go. I'm assuming the ones who are going to take the tag titles off Judgment Day is probably going to be um, the
Awesome
Awesome
truth.
Truth, is my guess. Where that happens, I don't know. I'm assuming it might happen in Australia.
It could happen at Chamber, but it could also happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And to be honest, yeah, I could see, you know what? Like I said before, I think I might have said this before. I'm not the biggest R-Truth fan. I'm not the biggest Miz fan. But for two guys like that, though, who've been around the company for quite a while, I think if they got that moment at WrestleMania at a big show like that, I think it would be really great. Now they don't have to hold the titles for long, so I'm sure eventually those titles will go to say someone like AOP, right? But it
I
wouldn't be
could
bad for them to have
actually,
it.
I actually good call. I could see AOP getting those titles back just to, because I do believe AOP won the tag titles on the main roster. Did they not?
If they did, they didn't hold them very long. It wasn't long because they weren't on the main roster very long to begin with. They might
Right.
not. They might have
Um,
actually had them.
but I'm just, you know, so I think this is going to be your WrestleMania tag program, but I still think Damien's in play for the world title picture. You know what I mean?
Think Damian Priest is in play for the title.
I think Damien's in play for the world title, but I think that Awesome Truth against Judgment Day is your WrestleMania tag program.
I think that is too.
That's the way. That's the way it's looking anyway.
Yeah, I think that's where they're gonna go. I mean, they might do it earlier, but I also think they might do it twice. They might do it actually at Elimination Chamber. They might do it also at WrestleMania. So they might have the Honest Truth lose at in Perth, and then somehow get a rematch, and then have it at WrestleMania, and then win the titles there. It's a possibility.
Because they're both up there in age, you can have them put like their career on the line or something.
You could. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could.
R-Truth just turned like 51, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, Raw after
And the
that.
Miz ain't, the Miz isn't a spring chicken anymore either.
No, he is not. He is very much getting up there in age as well. After that, though, we have seen Cody come on out, and Cody had a nice chance to talk about what he wanted to do and what he wanted to talk about. And unfortunately, before any of that could really get popping off, Seth Rollins came out, and Seth came out and had a lot of praise for Cody. He had a lot. I mean, they've been rivals over the past time since he's been in the WWE, back in the WWE. But he praised him for an awful lot, which was really nice to see. Um, but what was interesting about that, though, is that he was pushing for Cody to challenge him for the title.
Right, because Punk's hurt.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting that they did that.
And this is where I wanted to talk about this.
Yes.
So there may be a way where everyone gets what they want right now.
What's that?
Cody goes after Seth, wins the world title, and The Rock can still face Roman.
They may go that route. By the looks of it, because with Punk, they might have to. They might do pull. They actually might pull that audible.
Or you still do Cody Roman. The Rock and Roman may have to wait till SummerSlam.
Like I've said before, I don't think the Rock and Roman need a title. I don't think it needs it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the way I see it is this. I've said this before on the show.
It's the time to crown Gunther.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, if you're gonna do Rock versus Roman, and that's a thing. To my books, you don't need the title for it. So I'd rather have it wait till SummerSlam or have the title taken off Roman before that, before Mania. I just don't think it needs it. Right? I'd rather be guessing as to who's going to win that match than know already who's going to win that match. If you gotta understand what I'm talking about. Right? If
Well, I
Roman
mean,
has if Roman has that title, it's pretty much 100% sure that Roman's going to win that match with The Rock. Whereas if Roman doesn't have that title, there's still a possibility that Roman's not going to win that because The Rock has 2 matches left in him. He could do both against Roman if they wanted to. So that's
yeah,
just
I
my
can
thing
see
on that.
that, but
I don't think you need the title on that.
to me, it reminds me of the Cena Rock feud.
Yeah, the
The
second match,
first
right?
match, the first match, we didn't know, like there was no inkling as to who was going to win.
No, and
Then The Rock,
I sometimes as a wrestling fan, I like knowing that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I like not knowing who's going to be really one.
the Rock ended up winning that one,
Yeah,
but when they went to do the rematch the year later,
yeah,
because The Rock had the title,
yeah,
everyone and their mother knew
yeah.
that Cena won that match.
And that's kind of what didn't really make it that interesting, you know. But following after all that stuff with Cody, Cody said he will give his he'll think about it, he'll go on to it later. After that, I went to Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed, which was a really good match. I really liked how they
I
showcased
enjoyed it.
Bronson Reed here.
This is where I ended up tuning in.
Okay, cool. And Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso was a good match. Jay's really
Yep.
over. Like he's really over in this company right now.
I think Jay could end up being the one to dethrone Gunther.
There's a good possibility. I know it's kind of been teased a little bit on WWE Raw, so it's kind of interesting to see if that's where they're going to go. Because unless you're going to do Gunther versus Seth, you might as well do Gunther versus like if you do
You could do
Seth,
Gunther Jay. You could do Gunther Jay at you could do Gunther Jay at
Perth,
Elimination Chamber,
and then do Jay versus Jimmy at
and Gunther takes somebody out to get into the chamber,
yeah,
wins the chamber, takes on Seth.
yeah, you could do that. And you can leave Jay to wrestle Jimmy if you want for the IC title. No harm in
Yeah,
that, you know.
but that doesn't need the title either.
No, it doesn't really need to tell you, but there's no harm in
There's a
having the top of that anyway.
yeah,
There's no harm in that. Like, it's completely, it's different. Now I understand what I'm saying here with the Rock and Rome with the title stuff and all that stuff. It's a different type of match. Two different people. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
saying. If you want to get angry in the comments for saying that, sure, go right ahead. Put your comments down below. Bitch at me. Feel free about it. After that, we got the Gunther versus Kofi. So we're right to Gunther anyway. Good match.
That was a very one-sided match.
Yeah, but I expect that from Gunther and versus Cody versus King versus
Oh,
Kofi.
by the way, can we talk about the smug promo that Gunther cut just before that?
It's Gunther.
Okay, like this man, he's like, I'm gonna talk very stern to you, Kofi.
Yeah,
And then he goes on to actually not even like talk shit about him. He's like praising his accomplishments and stuff like that. And he's like, just remember, this is just another match for me type deal. No one's gonna remember you after this. I still think that they're the way they constantly keep getting beat down the New Day. I'm
yeah.
talking. Oh, the wrestling fan of me just has this spider sense that Biggie is close to coming back.
He was on the Drew Barrymore
Bombed
show.
last week. He was also on the Drew Barrymore show.
Yes,
He still
with the
said
New
there's no
Day.
timetable.
Yeah, I
He
I
still said there's no timetable for his return. So
that's one of those things where his neck has to very where his neck broke is very
the
very
C1,
yeah. That's that's very close to death.
yeah,
So it's the one vertebrae that really snaps if you snap the neck, right? So it's um he's gonna be he's I expect him to express caution to what he's doing and going forward, make sure he's all good before he does anything in the WWE. After that, we got Kabuki Warriors versus Tegan Knox and Natalia, and wasn't really much there. Kabuki Warriors won. Natalia against Tegan Knox. I feel like just wasting Tegan Knox at this point. Playing with Natalia, I just don't have the patience for Natalia at this point anymore. I did 5 years, 6 years ago, not anymore. I just have no patience for it. I love the Kabuki
Bayley came
Warriors.
out cut a promo.
What was that?
Like so they anyways to finish that off, they interviewed Chance and Carter. They get their rematch next week. That's all we
Yeah,
gotta say
yeah.
about that. Bayley
Uh,
comes out with a
yep,
promo,
yeah, and
which is when we started this Zoom call.
yeah. Uh, Bayley comes out with a promo. Starts kind of promo how she's gonna probably challenge Rhea. And before she even says Rhea's name, Rhea pops out. And before Rhea can even get to the ring, I'm not gonna lie to you, a very trimmed up Nia Jax attacked her. Like she's doing something right now. Like I know she's lost weight before she came back to WWE, but you can tell it's continuing. So she's looking better, which is good. Which is very good. Good for her.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Good to see she's taking her health seriously.
Did you catch what she said to Bayley? Because I was kind of not paying
Okay, so
attention.
what she said, and after she beat down Ripley, she said to Bayley that you can challenge her. Yeah, you go ahead. Why don't you challenge Io? And Io didn't look very happy about that suggestion. Right? They said, don't worry about Rhea. Rhea's mine. Basically saying Rhea's hers, no matter what. So it looks more and more like we're gonna end up getting. It'll be interesting to see what happens on SmackDown because she says she announce her make her announcement on SmackDown. I can see it. We talked about this, a couple of days ago how this might be shown where on the tour where the turn's going to happen. So that could be probably there and then before it even has a chance to say anything. So that might happen on Friday night SmackDown. So it'd be good to tune in on that for sure. Uh, but that was really cool. And quite frankly, after that, we moved into a commercial break with everybody else and got right into
Main event.
the main event with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Good
Decent
match.
match.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
I like the
Sami Zayn.
finish.
Yeah, it was kind of out of nowhere. To be honest, yeah, like what the hell was that? But it,
So yeah, so they're kind of like trading back and forth, and Zayn goes for a haluva kick. Drew covers up,
yeah,
which ends up in an inadvertent low blow,
mhm.
and Drew just kind of shrugs it off, gets the claymore, and gets the win. And then show goes off the air with Drew standing tall.
It does. Uh, it was a good match, good show. Big surprise actually on Raw, which I did not mention earlier. Pat McAfee is now the full-time commentator beside Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw now going forward, at least for the foreseeable future this time. Really cool. I'm excited by that at all. It's quite I love Pat
Which
McAfee.
sounds
He's hilarious.
sounds to me like Corey Graves is going to do the play-by-play on SmackDown,
I mean, and
and
you know what
maybe
though?
have Wade do the color.
You know what? To be honest, with you, good for Corey Graves. He's worked his butt off to get to that point on Smack as lead commentator on SmackDown, if that's the case, and good for him. That's well done. Good,
He's earned
lot of
it.
work. He has. He's worked hard for it. I'm not like always. I don't really like everything that Corey Graves does happen to say on that show. Like sometimes I just think it's very uneducated and stupid. But other times than that, I think he's done a great job. He's definitely earned his stripes, and he well deserves them. If that is the case, head commentary for sure. Along with Wade
One of my
Barrett,
low
between
key
him and Wade Barrett should be fantastic.
one of my low key favorite announced duos
Mhm.
was I think it was Tom Phillips and Corey Graves
That
when
wasn't
they were
bad.
doing NXT.
Yeah, Graves is really good. Graves is actually is really good. I know definitely just what I said about him, but I just like I said, those the times I like Graves is when he's actually on really well. The other times just make no sense to me. But I do like if you're gonna team in with Wade Barrett, I love Barrett as a commentator. I think he's absolutely
Hmm.
fantastic. I liked him in NXT, and I like him even more so now. So I'm happy for both. Actually, I really like the commentary crew. I hope this commentary crew stays more stable because over the past number of years, we've had the only person that's been consistent on commentary really has been Michael Cole for the past number of years. So
And speaking of Michael Cole,
yeah,
there was no Viking Raiders on this show, so Michael did not have to fight with the antlers.
that's good. Good for him. I appreciate that.
There's a whole there was a whole thing on Botchamania last week about Michael Cole.
That's funny.
Uh, I guess a couple of weeks ago, he
Yeah,
was trying to say antlerless,
yeah.
and it kept coming out antlerless,
Oh Jesus.
and that's why when Valhalla entered the Rumble, Cole freaked out that she was wearing the antlers.